Welcome back to ARC Tutorials. This is expressjs and Mongoose CRUD tutorial series. In the first part, we went over the overview of the frameworks and the libraries. We also did the initial setup required for our project. In today's episode, we are going to go deep and we are going to learn about how to create Mongoose schema, how to create the models, what are the different options that you can set up for the field validations, and much more. Today's episode is extremely important to understand. This way you will master how to create Mongoose schema. Without wasting any time, let's jump right into it. Alright, so like I said, if you haven't checked out the first part, I'll request you to kindly do so because that's where we did the initial project setup, which we will continue building in today's episode. So what are we going to do in today's episode? We are going to connect from Mongoose to MongoDB, and then we will create Mongoose schema for our application and we'll set up the routes for our model. That's what we are going to achieve today. Let's get started. Alright, so this is what we were up to in the first episode. We installed Express, we installed Mongoose, we installed body parser. Then we created an instance of Express and we started our server. So if you want to run the server, you will type node and index.js. So it says server started successfully. That's so far so good. Now let's start with today's work, which is to create the connection from Mongoose to connection from Mongoose to MongoDB. So I'm going to create a method and call it connect to DB, and let's make it a async and call back. Alright, so I'm creating this method and here it's an async method, so we'll do try catch error, and for now just log the error. Alright, so now in the try, what we will do, we will write await and do mongoose dot connect. This method takes a parameter of this where the MongoDB is installed. So you're going to say MongoDB colon localhost. Since I'm running in my local, I'm giving localhost, but if you're connecting to MongoDB Atlas, you would give the URL and the port that comes with the Atlas. The port is 27017 by default, and um, every MongoDB database installation comes with a built-in by default database called my database. Okay, so we are going to use that for our learning, and you can create your own also, but for now we'll just keep it simple. And here we are going to write use new URL parser and make it true, and we will also say use unified topology as true. These are the two options that we will pass to the MongoDB database. Alright, so that's all we need in terms of our connection to MongoDB. Let's format it. Alright, so now we have our method. We can also do one thing. If there is an error, we will exit the process, and if it is unable to connect to database, we will exit the program. Alright, and last we can also do is we can add a console here and say connected to MongoDB. Okay, that's all we need for this method to connect to MongoDB. Now let's call this method just like this. Perfect. So now our connection to MongoDB is set up via Mongoose. First task is completed, that is to connect to MongoDB via Mongoose library. The next thing what we are going to do is create a model. Okay, model is nothing but in our application, let's say we are building a contact management system, so we will need contacts, right? So that becomes a collection, that becomes a data, right? Data type. So we are going to create that model now and create a folder by the name models. Now you'll need a name. So give the name of the model that you want to build upon, and first thing we will do is import mongoose require mongoose. Okay, alrighty. So now that we have imported, we can use create that schema basically, and we'll say new mongoose dot schema. Okay, so schema is nothing but the structure of the document that we want to have. Now inside this we will define what all fields we need in this particular collection. Okay, so we are going to say, let's say first name, and we are going to add data in it. And there are a lot of options that Mongoose provides. The first is what type it is. So you are going to tell that it's a type of string. That means the data that is coming in is a string. We can mention required field or not. That means whether this data should be is required or not. So see, half of the validation is done as part of Mongoose. You don't have to really write code for it. We can also mention the minimum length. Sorry. And you can also mention max length. And then we can also give option like, do we want to trim it? Yes, we want to trim the data. That means remove any white spaces that are there. You can also add some default value if you want. In some cases where you have data like say active or not, etc. like that, you can also put a default value, or we can also mention say default is empty for now, but we don't want it empty, right? First name should always be there. So in this case I'm not adding default. Now comes the tricky part. We can also add some custom validations, right? And now let's say you want to add, I'm going to say I want to validate the data that is coming in. Okay, so you have an option called validator, and which is a function basically which will be executed. So you can say once the value comes, you can do some operations on it. Okay, you can do a regex, and you can check a lot of things, whether whatever data you want, whether it should not have numbers, spaces, special characters, etc. So what I'm going to do is write a simple regex, and what we'll call it is something like this. I'm going to keep it simple and just have a basic thing in it. Okay, so instead of like A to Z, I'm also going to say all should be there, strict dollar. Okay, this should be fine. This is a simple check which checks that the field should have only alphabetic characters and not numeric. Now return this value once you have tested it. So you will write name checks.test value. Okay, now this will give you a true or a false. Okay, remember that validator will return you either true or false. Now if it is false, you have a provision to show a message. Okay, so you can say first name must contain only alphabetic alphabetic characters. Okay, that's a simple message that you can throw. That's it. So take a look at this field now. I'm saying I want to create a new schema for contacts model, and I'm creating a new Mongoose schema. In this I have a field, and that field is of type string. It is required, minimum length is 3, maximum length is 20, and trim the value. That means whatever data we are getting, trim the spaces in front and at the end. Also we are running a method to check that it has only alphabetic characters. That's a simple, see, now half of the validation is already done here through Mongoose. So that's one of the major advantages of using Mongoose when you're working with MongoDB. I'm going to create a few more fields quickly. I'm going to do string and required is true. Okay, and I'm going to add one more field, um, say email address, and we are going to say type string, right? And we can say required is true, and we can say unique. That's one of the other available option where you can say whether this field should be unique or not. Okay, and we can also put something like this and make a message and say this is required, right? So we can say first name is required. Similarly, I'm going to add for last name. So this is a custom message that we can show. Last name is required. Same thing. So you can add these options available that are available. All right. So what have we done? We have added the required field and made it true, and we have passed some message which says first name is required or not. We added a custom validator function. We learned what are the different options like minimum length, maximum length, unique, required type. I'm going to also throw in age just to show you that you can also use different type as number, right? And required is false. That means it's optional, right? So this is another thing that you can use. We can also use Boolean value, right? And you can also use enum, that also is available. So there are different data types that we can specify, and that's what is the beauty of Mongoose library. All right, so it says some error. Let's see where is the error. It is giving error here because of the semicolon. Okay. All right. So this is our Mongoose schema. Now take a look again. So we have a schema which has 4 fields, right? First name, last name, email, and age. We can add different options like required true, required is false, right? We can also pass custom messages. We can also add custom methods in terms of validation. Let's say you're writing a phone number. You can also have certain phone number in certain format. You have email address. You want to verify that email address should be of certain, matching format. There are a lot of things that you can do in real time, but this should be a good start for you to understand that what are the different options available as part of Mongoose schema. So our schema is done. It's a fairly straightforward schema. In real time, you will have much more complex schemas which can be of different data types that you are using, etc. But I'll try and build a separate tutorial where I'll cover Mongoose schema itself in detail with complex structure. But as part of learning, I think this is what should be your starting point. All right, so our contact model is ready. Now we will close this. We don't need this now. And in the all right, so now what we'll do is quickly create a route file. So I'm going to go and create a new folder by the name routes, and I'm going to add a new file and say contact.js. This is where all the routes, that is nothing but HTTP methods that we will implement, right? So contacts routes. Okay. Now we will import this into our index.js, the main one. And usually the way I do is import all the main libraries at the top, initialize the app, and then do the required imports here of the routes. So you're going to say contact equal to, then you are going to say require, right? And then you will just import them, basically the routes that we just created. So you can say require dot slash routes slash contact. Okay, and we are also going to say app dot use, and I'm going to say slash API should be appended to the route contact. That's it. Okay, so now all the routes that will be there will be by the name slash API slash contact. That's how it will start. Okay, perfect. So we achieved all the three things that we wanted. One, we created the database connection from Mongoose to MongoDB. We also created our model, which is nothing but the Mongoose schema for our collection, and we have set up a dummy route. It doesn't do anything because that's where we will be adding the CRUD functionality. Okay, for the CRUD routes, right? Like create, read, update, delete, all those things will be added in this file. All right, so that's all. That's what we'll do in today's episode. In the next episode, I'll start with the CRUD functionality and implement the create functionality. I hope you're learning. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're enjoying this series. If you do, please do hit that like button. Please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Keep on learning. Thank you.